I'm so glad you're here. Today we're exploring how to bring Buddhism into your daily life. Buddhism isn't just a set of beliefs or something confined to temples. It's a practical guide for living wisely, kindly, and with balance. You might wonder, how do I practice this? Do I need to become a monk or meditate for hours? Absolutely not. Buddhist practice is for everyone, whether you have a packed schedule or time to reflect. It's about starting where you are and using simple tools like mindfulness, reflection, and kindness to create meaningful changes. Buddhism teaches us that even in our busy lives, we can find calm and respond to challenges with kindness. It's a reminder that life doesn't have to be so complicated. Small, intentional actions like focusing on your breath or showing kindness to someone can make a huge difference over time. Practice also helps us navigate life's ups and downs. True peace doesn't come from external circumstances but from within. By connecting with the present moment, we learn to let go of worries about the past or future and fully experience life with less anxiety and more gratitude. And here's the ripple effect. Practicing kindness, patience, or mindfulness doesn't just improve your life, it inspires those around you. Buddhism isn't only about personal transformation. It's about positively impacting the world, one small step at a time. There's no one-size-fits-all formula. Each person finds their own path, whether through meditation, acts of kindness, or studying teachings. The key is to start, take that first step, and explore with curiosity. Why practice Buddhism? Because it's where transformation happens. It brings clarity to decisions, strength for challenges, and peace for life's simple moments. If you're ready to see how small actions can lead to big changes, stick with me. Let's take this first step together. Now that we understand the importance of putting Buddhism into practice, let's explore the main goal of this journey: living more wisely, kindly, and calmly. These three pillars, wisdom, kindness, and calm, aren't just philosophical concepts or distant ideals. They are the essence of Buddhism and a practical recipe for transforming your life, one step at a time. Let's start with wisdom. When we talk about wisdom in Buddhism, we're not referring to being a scholar or knowing all the answers. Wisdom in this context is about seeing things as they really are. It's like learning to clean the lenses through which we see the world, removing the smudges of negative emotions, biases, or impulsive reactions that cloud our judgment. For example, imagine you're faced with a problem. Wisdom helps you pause, reflect, and decide with clarity rather than acting on impulse. It's a type of practical intelligence that grows with experience and with the habit of observing your own actions and their consequences. Next, let's talk about kindness. This might be one of the most transformative qualities we can cultivate. Kindness isn't just about being polite or treating others with respect, although that's important too. In Buddhism, kindness means connecting with others with an open heart, recognizing that we all have struggles and that even small acts of kindness can brighten someone's day. Think about it. How many times has a kind word, a smile, or a simple thank you made you feel better? Kindness costs nothing but creates an immense impact, both in your life and in the lives of those around you. And kindness doesn't stop with others. It begins with you. Learning to be kind to yourself, to accept your mistakes, and to treat yourself with compassion is one of the greatest challenges and also one of the greatest achievements in Buddhist practice. And finally, we have calmness. In today's world, with so many distractions and pressures, calmness might seem like a luxury, but it's actually a necessity. How often have you felt like you're rushing around, with a mind full of worries, barely able to catch your breath? Buddhist practice teaches us that calmness isn't something that depends on having a perfect day or being in a peaceful place. It's a skill we can develop little by little, through simple practices like meditation or just taking a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and reconnect with the present moment. Calmness is like a still lake. When the surface is serene, you can see everything more clearly. These three pillars, wisdom, kindness, and calmness, are deeply interconnected. When you start cultivating one, the others naturally strengthen. When you act kindly, you notice it brings more calmness into your life. When you find moments of calm, you access the wisdom to make better decisions. And when you practice wisdom, You understand the value of being kind to yourself and others. It's a self-reinforcing cycle that, over time, transforms the way you live and interact with the world. But it's important to remember, no one is born knowing all of this. Buddhist practice isn't about being perfect or following rigid rules. It's an invitation to try, every day, to be a little better than you were yesterday. Maybe you won't manage to stay calm in a stressful situation today, but by noticing it and trying again tomorrow, you're already practicing. It's a constant learning process, full of ups and downs, but every effort is worth it. Moreover, these pillars don't just improve your own life. They also impact the world around you. Think about it. When you're kind to someone, you inspire that person to be kind as well. When you act calmly, you avoid conflicts and create a more harmonious environment. When you make wise decisions, it benefits not only you but also those around you. Wisdom, kindness, and calmness are like seeds. By cultivating them within yourself, they spread, creating a ripple effect on your family, friends, and even people you don't know. So, I invite you to reflect. Which of these pillars do you think you can start practicing today? It could be trying to stay calm in a difficult moment, showing kindness to someone who needs it, or even taking a pause to think before acting. Doesn't matter where you start. What's most important is taking the first step and knowing that, with practice and patience, you're on the path to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Let's dive into one of the most common ways people practice Buddhism: through faith. This approach is often referred to as a confidence-based practice, where belief in the Buddha, the Dharma, his teachings, and the Sangha, the community of monks, nuns, and teachers, forms the foundation of daily life. Faith-based Buddhism isn't just about believing in something. It's about building trust and a sense of connection with teachings that guide us toward wisdom, kindness, and calmness. For many people, this starts with creating a special space at home. Imagine a small shrine or an altar with images of the Buddha, bodhisattvas, enlightened beings, or even ancestors. This space becomes a place of focus, reflection, and gratitude. You don't need anything elaborate, just a few objects that hold meaning for you. Some people add flowers, candles, or incense as offerings, symbolizing their intention to live with kindness and respect. Another important aspect of faith-based practice is generosity. Traditionally, lay practitioners supported monks and nuns by offering food, clothing, and medicine. This practice continues today, often in the form of donations to temples or causes that align with Buddhist values. It's not about how much you give but about the spirit of giving. Generosity reminds us to let go of attachment and connect with others through acts of kindness. And then there are rituals, which vary widely across cultures and traditions. Some people chant, bow, or pray in front of their shrine. Others visit temples to participate in ceremonies or festivals. These practices create a sense of community and allow people to feel part of something larger than themselves. While these rituals may look different depending on where you are in the world, their purpose is the same: to strengthen faith and cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and connection. But here's the thing: faith in Buddhism isn't blind or rigid. It's not about accepting everything without question. Instead, it's about trust that grows over time as you explore and experience the teachings for yourself. The Buddha himself encouraged people to test his teachings, to see if they worked in their lives. Faith in Buddhism is like planting a seed. With care and attention, it grows into confidence, not just in the Buddha's wisdom but in your own ability to follow the path. For some, this faith-based approach might feel deeply fulfilling. It offers a sense of grounding, belonging, and comfort. For others, it might be less about rituals and more about developing trust in themselves and the principles of Buddhism. Both are valid. Buddhism teaches us that there are many paths to practice, and what works for one person might look completely different for another. So, whether it's lighting a candle at a shrine, offering a kind word to someone in need, or simply reflecting on the qualities of the Buddha, faith-based practice can be a powerful way to bring Buddhism into your life. It's not about being perfect or doing everything the right way. It's about creating moments of connection, gratitude, and trust in yourself, in the teachings, and in the potential for a life lived with wisdom, kindness, and calmness. Ready to explore more ways to practice Buddhism? Let's move on to the next approach. let's talk about one of the most practical and transformative aspects of Buddhism: the Five Precepts. These timeless principles serve as ethical guidelines to help us navigate life with kindness, mindfulness, and integrity. They're not about following strict rules or imposing limitations, but about cultivating a way of living that brings more peace to ourselves and those around us. At the core of the Five Precepts is the idea of reducing harm. The first precept invites us to refrain from harming or killing any living being. This principle extends beyond acts of violence and encompasses the way we treat animals, plants, and even the environment. By making conscious choices like rescuing an insect, treating animals with care, or living more sustainably, we foster compassion and contribute to a more interconnected and harmonious world. Another important precept encourages respect for what belongs to others. It invites us to refrain from taking anything that isn't freely given and instead to honor the efforts, time, and property of others. Living with integrity in this way not only prevents harm but also builds trust and harmony in our relationships. Similarly, another precept focuses on the power of our words. It calls on us to practice mindful speech, avoiding gossip, deceit, or harsh language, and instead to use words that uplift, connect, and inspire. The final precept encourages us to maintain a clear and focused mind by avoiding intoxicants or behaviors that impair our judgment. This doesn't necessarily mean total abstinence, but it invites us to reflect on how these substances or habits might cloud our ability to think clearly and act wisely. A clear mind allows us to approach life with greater composure and to make decisions that align with our values. What makes the Five Precepts so unique is their universality. They transcend religious and cultural boundaries, resonating with values that most of us recognize as essential: compassion, respect, honesty, and mindfulness. These principles are not about perfection but about effort. They encourage us to reflect on our actions, learn from our mistakes, and strive to do better each day. Following the Five Precepts isn't about grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday choices we make. Whether it's being more mindful in our interactions, treating others with respect, or pausing before speaking, these principles guide us toward inner peace and create a more harmonious environment for everyone around us. Over time, these small efforts accumulate, leading to a life that feels more grounded and meaningful. By incorporating these precepts into our lives, we deepen our connection to ourselves, others, and the world around us. They remind us to pause, reflect, and act in alignment with our values. The best part: the Five Precepts are accessible to anyone, no matter where they are on their journey. Even the smallest steps toward living these principles can make a profound difference. Now that we've explored the ethical foundation of Buddhism, let's move on to another essential practice that helps cultivate even more calmness and clarity: meditation. Now that we've discussed the ethical foundation of Buddhism, let's explore one of its most essential and transformative practices: meditation. Meditation is often considered the heart of Buddhist practice, a tool that helps us calm our minds, understand ourselves more deeply, and connect with the present moment. It's not about escaping reality or shutting down your thoughts. It's about learning to observe and navigate the chaos of life with clarity and composure. At its core, meditation is the art of being present. In a world that constantly pulls our attention in countless directions, meditation gives us the space to pause, breathe, and focus. The simplest and most widely practiced form of meditation in Buddhism is mindfulness of the breath. You don't need any special equipment or a perfect setting to start. All you need is a quiet spot where you can sit comfortably and pay attention to your breathing, the inhale, the exhale, the natural rhythm of your body. But here's the thing: as soon as you try to focus, your mind will wander. You'll start thinking about your to-do list, a conversation you had earlier, or something completely random. And that's okay. The practice of meditation isn't about stopping your thoughts, but about noticing when your mind wanders and gently bringing it back to the breath. Each time you do this, it's like strengthening a mental muscle, the muscle of awareness. Over time, this practice has a profound effect. You begin to notice how your mind works, how thoughts and emotions arise and pass away like waves. And you might even discover a deeper sense of peace and clarity as your mind becomes less cluttered. But meditation in Buddhism isn't limited to mindfulness of the breath. There are many different forms, each with its unique purpose. Loving-kindness meditation, for example, focuses on cultivating positive emotions like compassion, empathy, and joy for others' happiness. In this practice, you start by sending good wishes to yourself, such as, "May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be at peace." Then, you extend those wishes to others, first to loved ones, then to acquaintances, and even to those you may have conflicts with. It's a practice that softens the heart and strengthens our connection to others. There are also meditations that focus on reflecting on impermanence, a central teaching in Buddhism. These meditations help us come to terms with the natural cycles of life: birth, change, decay, and death. While these themes might seem heavy, they're incredibly liberating. They remind us to cherish the present moment and to live fully, knowing that everything is fleeting. Meditation retreats are also a significant part of Buddhist practice for those who wish to deepen their experience. These retreats can last from a single day to weeks or even months. They provide a structured environment where you can immerse yourself in meditation without the distractions of daily life. While they may sound intense, they're profoundly rewarding, offering insights and calmness that can be hard to find in the hustle of everyday routines. The beauty of meditation is that it meets you where you are. Whether you have 5 minutes or an hour, whether you're a beginner or experienced, there's a practice for you. And the benefits extend far beyond the meditation cushion. Over time, you'll notice yourself becoming more patient, more present, and better equipped to handle the challenges of life. Meditation is not about achieving perfection or enlightenment overnight. It's a journey, a process of getting to know yourself and learning to live with greater awareness and compassion. And like any journey, it starts with a single step, or in this case, a single breath. As we continue, let's explore the many types of meditation and how they can complement each other. From calming the mind to cultivating compassion, there's a practice for everyone. Let's dive deeper into this transformative world and discover how it can enrich your life. Meditation in Buddhism isn't a one-size-fits-all practice. Just as people have different personalities, needs, and goals, meditation offers a variety of approaches to help us grow in wisdom, kindness, and calmness. Let's take a closer look at some of the key types of meditation and how they can complement each other. One of the most foundational practices is mindfulness of the breath. This simple yet profound meditation involves focusing your attention on the natural rhythm of your breathing. The idea isn't to control the breath but to observe it. The feeling of air entering and leaving your nose, the rise and fall of your chest, or the way your belly moves as you breathe. It's a practice that helps anchor you in the present moment. Over time, this meditation cultivates a sense of calm and clarity, allowing you to notice your thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Another enriching practice is loving-kindness meditation, also known as metta. This meditation focuses on generating feelings of goodwill, compassion, and empathy. You start by silently repeating phrases like, "May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from suffering." Once you've established a sense of kindness toward yourself, you extend those wishes to others, loved ones, acquaintances, and even people you find difficult. It softens the heart, fosters connection, and helps release resentment. For those seeking to deepen their understanding of life's natural cycles, meditations on impermanence and death can be transformative. These practices aren't meant to be morbid, but instead help us appreciate the fleeting nature of existence. Reflecting on impermanence allows us to cherish the present moment, value our relationships, and let go of unnecessary attachments, bringing freedom and reducing fear. Visualization meditations are another powerful tool in Buddhist practice. In these meditations, you might visualize yourself embodying qualities like compassion, wisdom, or patience. Some traditions encourage visualizing enlightened figures or bodhisattvas to connect with their teachings and internalize their qualities. These practices break down rigid ideas of self and open the door to self-transformation. Meditation retreats offer a unique opportunity to immerse yourself fully in practice. Whether for a single day or several weeks, retreats provide an environment free of daily distractions, allowing you to explore deeper states of meditation. While challenging, they're often life-changing, offering clarity and inspiration that ripple into your everyday life. Another practice worth exploring is chanting meditation, where you repeat phrases, mantras, or passages from Buddhist teachings. Chanting calms the mind through repetition and reinforces the teachings in your heart. The rhythmic nature of chanting can feel deeply grounding and uplifting, making it an excellent option for those who enjoy sound and ritual. Each of these meditation practices serves a unique purpose, but they all share a common goal: to help us live with greater awareness, compassion, and calmness. You don't have to choose just one. Many practitioners incorporate different types into their routines depending on their needs, like starting the day with mindfulness of the breath to cultivate focus and ending it with loving-kindness meditation to foster gratitude. The beauty of meditation is its adaptability. Whether you're dealing with stress, seeking inner peace, or trying to understand yourself better, there's a practice that can meet you where you are. It's not about mastering everything at once, but about experimenting and discovering what resonates with you. Meditation is a journey, not a destination. Each practice offers its own gifts, and the more you explore, the more you'll discover about yourself and the world around you. So take your time, be patient, and enjoy the process. As we continue, let's delve into another important aspect of Buddhist practice: the power of generosity and giving. It's a practice that complements meditation beautifully, bringing wisdom and kindness into our actions. Now that we've explored the transformative nature of meditation, let's talk about another key aspect of Buddhist practice: generosity. In Buddhism, generosity isn't just about giving material things. It's about cultivating a spirit of openness, kindness, and selflessness. This practice, often called dana in Buddhist teachings, is seen as one of the first steps on the path to a more meaningful and harmonious life. At its core, generosity is about letting go of attachment. In a world where we're often encouraged to accumulate, whether it's possessions, achievements, or even praise, the act of giving creates a powerful shift in our mindset. It reminds us that true happiness doesn't come from holding on to what we have, but from sharing it with others. And this doesn't mean you have to give away grand things. Even small acts of giving, like offering a smile, sharing your time, or lending an ear to someone in need, carry immense value. Traditionally in Buddhist cultures, generosity is deeply woven into the fabric of everyday life. Lay practitioners support monks and nuns by offering food, clothing, and other necessities. These acts aren't just about material support. They're expressions of gratitude and respect for the teachings and for those who dedicate their lives to spiritual practice. For the giver, it's a chance to let go of selfishness and connect with the joy of giving. But generosity goes far beyond material offerings. It's about creating moments of connection. How often do you give someone your full attention or offer understanding instead of judgment? Acts of generosity can be as simple as showing empathy, sharing knowledge, or helping someone in need. These moments uplift others and build a sense of community, transforming relationships in meaningful ways. One of the most beautiful aspects of generosity is how it creates a ripple effect. A single act of kindness can inspire others to do the same, spreading goodness far beyond the initial gesture. And here's the secret: generosity benefits the giver just as much as the recipient. Studies have shown that acts of giving boost well-being, reduce stress, and even improve health. In Buddhist teachings, this is seen as purifying the mind by letting go of greed and fear, creating space for joy and gratitude. Generosity also teaches us about impermanence, a core concept in Buddhism. Everything we have, whether material possessions, time, or energy, is fleeting. By giving, we embrace this truth and choose to use what we have meaningfully. This shift in perspective, from what can I gain to how can I contribute, is deeply liberating and fulfilling. In modern life, generosity can take many forms. It might mean donating to a cause you care about, volunteering your time, or simply being present for someone in need. The key is to give with an open heart, without expecting anything in return. That's where the magic of generosity lies, in its ability to connect us with our shared humanity and the joy of uplifting others. Generosity isn't just a one-time act. It's a way of being. When practiced consistently, it shapes how we see the world and interact with others, fostering a sense of connection and purpose. As you move forward in your Buddhist practice, consider starting small, perhaps with a kind gesture or a simple act of service. Over time, This practice will enrich the lives of others and bring profound fulfillment to your own heart. As we continue, let's explore another vital aspect of Buddhist practice: reflection and self-awareness. This practice helps us deepen our understanding of our actions and their impact, creating a stronger foundation for living wisely, kindly, and calmly. As we continue to explore Buddhist practice, we arrive at one of its most transformative aspects: reflection and self-awareness. This practice allows us to step back, observe our thoughts, actions, and emotions, and understand how they shape our lives. In a fast-paced world, taking time to reflect helps us make wiser decisions, grow emotionally, and align our actions with our values. Self-awareness begins with observation. Imagine your mind as a stream where thoughts and emotions flow, some calm, others turbulent. Often we get swept away by these currents, reacting impulsively or letting emotions take control. Reflection helps us step out of the stream and become an observer. By noticing patterns like how certain situations trigger specific emotions or shape our habits, we gain clarity and control. In Buddhism, this practice is often linked to mindfulness. When we practice mindfulness, we bring full attention to the present moment, not just to external events but also to our inner world. What are we feeling? What are we thinking? Are our actions guided by kindness, fear, or habit? These moments of reflection act as a mirror, showing us areas for growth and helping us make necessary changes. Reflection isn't about self-criticism or dwelling on mistakes. It's about learning and growing. For example, if you reflect on losing your temper, instead of berating yourself, ask, "What triggered that reaction? How could I handle it differently next time?" This compassionate inquiry fosters understanding and resilience. It also enhances relationships by helping us see how our actions and words impact others, encouraging deeper, more compassionate connections. Reflection can also reveal hidden patterns in our behaviors and thoughts. We might notice recurring reactions to certain situations or emotions that seem out of proportion. For example, a strong reaction to criticism might point to unresolved insecurities, while a pattern of impatience could reveal an underlying need for control. Through consistent reflection, we start to understand these deeper layers of ourselves and work toward growth and healing. This process requires courage but opens the door to lasting transformation. A key part of Buddhist reflection is understanding the law of cause and effect, or karma. Our actions create ripples that shape our experiences and the world. Acts of kindness, patience, and generosity bring harmony, while anger or carelessness lead to conflict. Reflection helps us recognize these patterns, empowering us to choose actions that create positive outcomes. Helpful tools for reflection include setting aside time daily or weekly to review your day. Ask yourself questions like, "What went well? What could I have done differently?" Writing these reflections in a journal can offer insights and track progress. Another technique is meditating on specific events or emotions, revisiting challenging moments without judgment. This practice fosters empathy and helps us understand both our perspective and that of others. Over time, reflection and self-awareness evolve into second nature. You'll find yourself pausing before reacting, considering the impact of your choices, and creating a life with more peace and harmony. This practice is deeply liberating, allowing you to understand your strengths, struggles, and motivations, and giving you the power to change. Ultimately, reflection and self-awareness align our actions with our values, helping us live authentically. They encourage us to approach life with kindness and curiosity, discovering who we are and who we want to become. As we deepen our understanding of Buddhist practice, we come to a truly transformative element: cultivating positive emotions like compassion, joy, and equanimity. These qualities are often referred to as the divine abodes or Brahma-viharas in Buddhist teachings. They represent the highest forms of emotional well-being and connection we can experience, not just for ourselves but for others as well. Let's start with compassion. At its core, compassion is the wish to alleviate the suffering of others. It's more than feeling sorry for someone. It's a deep, heartfelt desire to help, to be present, and to ease their pain. Compassion isn't about fixing everything or carrying the burden of the world. Instead, it's about showing up with empathy and care, even in small ways. Whether it's offering a kind word to someone having a rough day or simply listening without judgment, acts of compassion create ripples of healing and connection. And importantly, compassion begins with ourselves. Often we're our own harshest critics, quick to judge and slow to forgive. Practicing self-compassion means recognizing our struggles, treating ourselves with kindness, and understanding that imperfection is part of being human. When we're compassionate toward ourselves, it becomes easier to extend that same care to others. Next is joy, specifically sympathetic joy. The ability to genuinely celebrate the happiness and success of others. This might sound simple, but in a world that often encourages competition and comparison, it can be challenging. Sympathetic joy asks us to set aside envy or resentment and instead share in the joy of others. Imagine a friend receiving good news or achieving a goal. Instead of feeling left out or inadequate, sympathetic joy invites us to join in their happiness as if it were our own. It's a practice that expands our hearts and strengthens our relationships, reminding us that happiness isn't a limited resource. Finally, we come to equanimity, the ability to maintain balance and composure regardless of life's ups and downs. Equanimity doesn't mean indifference or apathy. It's about approaching life with a steady mind and an open heart. Think of it as the calm in the storm, the ability to face challenges without being overwhelmed and to enjoy successes without becoming overly attached. Equanimity helps us navigate the unpredictable nature of life with grace, acceptance, and resilience. These three qualities, compassion, joy, and equanimity, are interconnected and reinforce one another. For example, when we approach life with equanimity, we create the emotional space to experience greater compassion and joy. Similarly, practicing compassion naturally leads to a sense of shared happiness and emotional balance. In Buddhist practice, these qualities aren't just abstract ideals. They're skills that can be cultivated through intention and effort. Loving-kindness meditation, which we explored earlier, is one of the most effective ways to develop these emotions. By repeating phrases like, "May all beings be happy," "May they be free from suffering," we gradually expand our capacity for love, care, and empathy. This practice starts with ourselves, then extends to loved ones, acquaintances, and even those we struggle to get along with. Over time, these qualities become a natural part of who we are. Compassion becomes our default response to suffering, joy becomes a shared experience, and equanimity helps us face life's uncertainties with courage and grace. Together, they transform not just how we feel but how we show up in the world. Now that we've explored the foundational elements of Buddhist practice, ethical living, meditation, reflection, and cultivating positive emotions, let's bring it all together. The next step is finding ways to integrate these practices into your daily life so they feel natural, sustainable, and meaningful. Buddhism isn't meant to be confined to temples or retreats. It's designed to be lived every day. Creating a daily practice doesn't need to be complicated or time-consuming. The beauty of Buddhism lies in its simplicity. You don't need hours of meditation or elaborate rituals to experience its benefits. Even small, intentional moments can create a profound impact. It starts with making space for these practices in a way that fits your lifestyle. A great way to begin is by setting aside a few minutes each morning for mindfulness or meditation. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and set an intention for the day. For example, reflect on a quality you want to cultivate, like patience or kindness, and carry that intention with you. This simple practice helps ground you and creates a calm, focused tone for the day ahead. Incorporating ethical principles into daily interactions is another powerful way to live your practice. Consider the impact of your actions. Are your words kind and truthful? Are your decisions aligned with your values? These moments of mindfulness can transform even routine activities into opportunities for growth and connection. For example, while waiting in line, practice patience instead of frustration. Small choices like these can turn ordinary moments into meaningful experiences. For those with busy schedules, integrating practice into daily routines can be particularly helpful. Practice mindfulness while doing everyday tasks like washing dishes, walking, or eating. Slow down, notice the sensations and movements, and fully engage with the moment. These practices transform mundane activities into opportunities for mindfulness and presence. Acts of kindness, like smiling at a stranger or offering help, seamlessly weave positive emotions like compassion and joy into your day, deepening your sense of connection and fulfillment. If you have more time, consider dedicating a day or weekend to a personal retreat. This doesn't require traveling to a monastery. It can be as simple as unplugging from technology, setting aside distractions, and spending time meditating, reflecting, or studying Buddhist teachings. Personal retreats allow you to reconnect with your practice on a deeper level and recharge your spirit. Community is another vital aspect of daily practice. While Buddhism often emphasizes a personal journey, connecting with others who share your interest in the teachings can offer invaluable support and inspiration. Whether it's joining a local meditation group, participating in an online community, or simply discussing your practice with a close friend, these connections enrich your journey and provide encouragement. Remember, there's no single right way to integrate Buddhism into your life. Start small, be consistent, and stay open to adapting as you go. Some days will feel easier than others, and that's okay. What matters is your intention and commitment to showing up, even when it's challenging. Over time, these small practices accumulate, creating subtle but profound changes. You might notice yourself responding to stress with greater calmness, treating others with more compassion, or feeling more present and at peace. These moments add up, shaping a life that feels more grounded, meaningful, and aligned with your values. Living a Buddhist life isn't about perfection or rigid routines. It's about embracing the journey, learning from each moment, and striving to live with wisdom, kindness, and calmness. Every effort, no matter how small, matters. Each breath, each choice, each moment of mindfulness is a step toward a more harmonious and fulfilling life. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect. Buddhism isn't about strict rules or achieving perfection. It's about embracing a way of life that helps us live with more wisdom, kindness, and calmness. Whether it's through meditation, acts of generosity, ethical living, or cultivating compassion, each small step you take brings you closer to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Remember, the beauty of Buddhism lies in its simplicity and adaptability. It's not about doing everything at once, but about finding what resonates with you and making it part of your daily life. Every mindful breath, every act of kindness, every moment of reflection matters. These practices are your tools for navigating life's ups and downs with grace and intention. So, I invite you to start today. Maybe it's sitting quietly for a few minutes to focus on your breath, offering a kind word to someone, or simply pausing to appreciate the present moment. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and this is yours. If you found value in this video, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might benefit from these teachings. And if you're ready to dive deeper into the practices we've discussed, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any of the upcoming videos where we'll explore even more practical ways to bring Buddhism into your life. Lastly, I'd love to hear from you. What part of Buddhist practice do you feel most inspired to try? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights might inspire someone else on their journey. Thank you for joining me on this path. May your practice bring you clarity, joy, and peace. See you in the next video.